Yeah, this is an interesting one. Is climate change entirely bad? The Earth is getting greener, called the Great Global Greening. Higher carbon dioxide has actually created a lot of growth in plants and more biomass that forms. And it's really, 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 really interesting that this is a dynamic system. And just because we are seeing something occur doesn't mean we know the entire story. And there might be an opposite reaction that occurs that compensates, like global greening and natural sequestration. But the jury's still out on these things. And the problem is the concern with climate change is that it will not impact wealthy nations. It'll devastate poor nations because they don't have the resources to geoengineer or deal with disruptions in crop production or other such things. That's at least what's being said. I think what's going to end up happening is fusion research is going to get really good. Nuclear is going to get really good. And we got a lot of alternative energy options, tidal power, geothermal, especially fracked geothermal, super awesome. A lot of wind and solar is getting super cheap. Energy costs are going to go way, 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 way down. And so as a consequence, basically what we're going to do is build all these carbon capture devices. Carbon engineering is an example of a company that does this, where you literally suck the carbon dioxide out of the air, and then you can turn it into oil or gas or natural gas, or you can just sequester it. So what's going to end up happening is we'll just geoengineer and build all of these carbon capture devices that are powered by fusion and nuclear. They'll spend gigawatts, terawatts of power every day, basically sucking out massive quantities of carbon and reverse basically what was done over the last 200 years. It's the lowest cost way of doing things. And it's also the most practical solution because it requires zero behavior change on the global economy. It's like some places they can never get clean water. So what happens? People buy water filters to compensate. So similarly, we can never create a global consensus with the existing way that governments work on how to manage the carbon economy. And so, well, some rich nations with excess electricity, they'll just simply suck the carbon out of the air and do something useful. They'll probably make graphene.